Welcome to the nationally recognized real estate radio network, Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. In their fun and informative way, Don and Gino are here to share their 34 combined years of real estate and finance experience. Don and Gino will also bring you the very best experts available to help guide you through the real estate, finance, tax, and credit topics you need to know that is truly relative to your home market and improving your financial wellness. Now, here are your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fonte.
Well, I hope you're ready to enter the vault. That's right, the vault. Are we all good to go? Do you hear me? Nope. All right. So we're rocking and rolling on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, with Don Getling, Gino Fonte here on your weekly dose of real estate and finance news. And we are excited for today's show, are we not, Mr. Gino?
We are. We have a very special guest today, and it should be a lot of fun, Don.
Yeah, he has a little bit of experience with radio, I think.
I was worried he was going to have cold feet today.
Yeah, we'll see how that happens. That's right. We have the one and only Mr. Carl Goldman with KHTS joining us today, and we are excited to share what's going on at KHTS, why he's been involved in the radio industry since 1974, what's going on with him and Jerry, why they're so involved in the community, what's new with KHTS, what's new with Santa Clarita, all kinds of great stuff coming from Carl Goldman with KHTS, your hometown station. That's right. That's who you're with right now. Don Getling, Gino Fonte, and the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show.
So, Don, we've been talking about for quite a few weeks the economy, and, Joe loves the bad news. He loves the bad news. I don't know how long he's going to ride that bad news propaganda.
Yeah, well, because, the economy is making a decent comeback, but we always forewarn you every week because we watch trends, and we give you updates, and these updates are done every week. Actually, I write these the day of our show, so it's very timely.
Usually minutes right before.
Anyway, you can't get much more timely than that. So we kind of watch what's going on with the news regarding jobs, regarding the economy, and so forth. And we've been watching because, my drum beat for 2.5 years, and we'll ask our upcoming guests how they let us on the air for 2.5 years now. I know we were hiding. We thought we were safe hiding in the vault, and now we've let Carl into the vault, so I don't know if we can hide anymore.
No. And you know what? Not only can we not hide anymore, but I think the economy is no longer hiding, Don. I'm excited about, even though I know it causes some distress and change and all that, I think we finally have, be it a steroid-induced recovery, it's still a recovery, and we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, but speaking of the steroid-induced, meaning we're talking about the stimulus program, meaning the government printing and purchasing $85 billion worth of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities every month. The fear is when that stimulus is going to be shut off.
Yeah, and ultimately I think it was over a year and a half ago that you and I discussed when they shut it off, how they shut it off is more important. How slow will they be shutting it off? And the tapering, as they call it. I think it's going to be a mini taper. I think they are going to take it slow and see what happens.
I think they have to.
Yeah,
otherwise there's going to be some panic out there.
Yeah, and, they don't want to deflate the stock market too quickly. It's done very well. It's recovered. Everybody's 401ks are nice and happy now. So they don't want to upset the apple cart too much.
Well, what's funny is bad news is good news for the stock market right now, because the biggest fear is when they start tapering, what's going to happen to our economy. We have no history of us injecting this much stimulus into our economy, and it's worked. It's helped us stay afloat, because that didn't happen in the Depression area. They didn't put any money into it, and therefore a lot of people suffered, and this time they've kind of pumped up our economy to help keep us afloat.
The big naysayers about this whole thing has always been it's going to create inflation, it's going to create inflation, it's going to create inflation, and ultimately it possibly can, but we haven't seen any yet. So ultimately, so far, so good, and what's going to be important is that they pull the money out of the economy at the right time, that they're able to modify monetary policy timely and make sure that we don't have too much inflation. And, that means higher rates.
That's right. And speaking of rates, we keep forewarning all of you, because this is what we've been doing forever. I've been doing mortgages now since 1987, and I'm telling you, you need to take advantage, whether it's with us or whoever you're working with. You need to take advantage of this market, because this is still one of the best times ever to purchase a home due to the fact that rates that are near all-time lows, we're talking historic lows, prices are good. And if you are frustrated out there looking for homes, the good news is there's more inventory. There's double the inventory at least,
in
maybe
some
almost
areas,
triple the inventory, and which means there's less competition, more opportunities for you, and even negotiations are going on now. So you can actually potentially, depending on the area, it's all about the pockets. Certain pockets, there's no negotiations. There's not any homes available. But if there's more than 1 or 2 homes available in that tract, there's a good chance you might be able to negotiate on the sale price.
Yeah, in fact, I saw our first 2 contracts come through with a seller's credit. And we hadn't seen a seller's credit for closing costs in months. So
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
So make sure you get out there. Jobs, we always let you know what's going on with the jobs. The trend has, when we first started the show, the trend was over 400,000 people filing for unemployment every single week. And that trend went from 400 all the way down to below 300 recently. And I really got pretty excited because we were at a trend where we said, be careful. There's reasons for these ups and downs, and we forewarned you that we weren't out of the woods yet. We need jobs to continue on with the recovery, and jobs took a little hit this week, huh?
The initial claims took a little hit, Don, but we've had now 2 good reports in a row that we've added 200,000 jobs to the economy. 2 reports in a row. That's pretty good. We don't know if it's a trend yet, but 2 reports in a row.
That was good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the trend before was around, 120, 130,000?
Which was anemic.
Jobs?
It was nowhere near enough what we need to do. We really need to be about 300,000. If we can add 300,000 jobs, we have a solid economy. So we're on the road there, but what you were alluding to earlier was initial claims. We did have some initial claims come up a little bit. And, I talked about the seasonality of these numbers. I can't wait till we get into, February where all of that goes away and we can rely on these numbers a little better.
Okay, and we'd love you to join us in the vault. You can actually, what's really cool is now we have our custom-built studio here at Cherry Creek Mortgage, and what's cool is you can watch, listen, and chat live with us by going to donandgino.com, DonandGino.com, and click on the listen and chat live button. And voila, you will see us in the studio. We have 3 cameras now. How about that?
I know. We have more cameras than we do people usually.
And we want to thank Shannon Fosna, our producer, helping us out. And, of course, AP Productions, making us look good. He's got some work ahead of him, trying to make us look good. And, of course, you want to stick around for our show today because we have none other than the head, one of the heads. We won't say who is the real head of KHTS because Jerry's not here. But we have Carl Goldman with KHTS with us today. And we're really excited because Carl gave us this first opportunity to be on the radio and gave us some pretty good advice when we first started. Wouldn't you say, Gino?
I was going to say, you are going to jump into that. It was pretty funny. To. Yeah, Don and I were really excited. Hey, we're going to do a radio show. It's going to be great. We're going to host a radio show.
Well, we were forced into it a little bit by Real Estate Radio Network.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a national conglomeration of, I'd say probably 70 shows across the nation with top real estate and mortgage and other professionals that started these shows through Real Estate Radio Network. And basically, my friend runs it, and he says, you're starting a radio show. So we were excited. Now, you can continue on the story.
Yeah, so we walk into the station for the first time, and Carl, you've probably seen hundreds of people come in that same excited fashion, ready to do their first show, and, I think basically it was like, oh, okay, great, you guys been on the radio before? We're like,
No, we want to promote this big. We're all about promoting it. We're going to go out and tell everyone about our new show, and he goes, huh.
That's when he says, hey, you ever been on the radio before? We're like, yeah, one time for 2 minutes over at a friend's studio.
You guys, he's like, so you guys any good? We're like, I don't know. Well, we'll get Carl's opinion on what he thinks of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show in just a few minutes, along with some great hints of what's going on with KHTS and our community, your community, right here in the Santa Cruz Valley. When we come back in just a few minutes, don't go away.